Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my updated normal monster deck. Now, normal monsters obviously are a very underrated archetype. I think they're pretty cool. They have a lot of interesting support and they have a lot of cool things they can do. So I'm going to talk about some of that in my deck, but I really do enjoy kind of their interesting playstyle and some of the cool stuff that you can do even though you don't have access to those, powerful monster effects. So to start things off, we're going to be running 3 Alexandrite Dragon, obviously a very powerful monster at 2000 attack. Evilswarm Heliotrope at 1950, also strong, gives us access to Ophion. 2 Frostosaurus, not necessary in this deck, also very nice attack, but we can Pendulum summon this so we can kind of bring it out more easily. Gives us access to a higher attack monster as well. 3 Gene-Warped Warwolf, again, 2100, just same as Alexandrite Dragon, another powerful card we do have access to. 2 Luster Dragon, one of the more powerful ones, gives us access to Chidori, which is kind of cool there. 3 Sabersaurus, very nice card because it gives us access to the Evilswarm, so we kind of have a stronger dinosaur presence there with 1900 attack, which is nice as well. 1 Rescue Rabbit obviously can summon out whatever monsters we want from our deck, so we can easily bring out an XYZ and just overpower our opponent. And I'm also running some pendulums with this, so we're running 2 Dragonhorn Hunter. Very interesting effect that all of our normal monsters will gain a little bit of attack, and they also will keep you from taking battle damage, which is very, very nice. You can keep your monsters in attack, and it combos really well with some other things you want to do. And then 2 Flash Knight, making the 3/7 pendulum scale so we can summon whatever we want in the deck, so that kind of works in with the deck, and 1800 attack is not too bad as well. We're going to be having a lot of interesting support in this deck. So 2 Faustian Bargain. This card is actually really powerful if you do have a normal monster in your hand because you can easily just get rid of a special summon monster on your opponent's side of the field, and it's a send, so very, very powerful indeed. 3 Heart of the Underdog, trying to give us some consistency. Combos really well with Pendulum Summoning, combos really well with Faustian Bargain, things like that. So Heart of the Underdog at 3 makes a lot of sense. 2 MST, 1 Raigeki, 1 Soul Charge helping us out. 2 Summoner's Art. Summoner's Art, nice in this deck because you'll be able to search out Dragonhorn Hunter, which is a big part of the deck, as well as Frostosaurus if you want to Pendulum summon it or just bring it out, which is nice. 2 Symbols of Duty, a very interesting card, basically swapping out one of your normal monsters for whatever monster in your opponent's graveyard that you want, which is extremely powerful depending on what you're going up against. Monster reborn for your opponent's graveyard. So I do find that this card can be pretty useful, even though kind of has a stiff cost there. A little bit of traps, some of the staples, not too much in this deck. We don't have room for a lot. There's a lot of support we need to make this deck kind of work. Justi-Break is a pretty powerful card for normal monsters, so I do like having at least one of it. You can put in more if you want. Obviously combos well with something like Dragonhorn Hunter because we can keep our normal monsters in attack mode without worry. And Skill Drain, obviously in a normal monster deck can be nice. It kind of evens the playing field, so pretty cool there. For our extra deck, pretty typical stuff. Abyss Dweller, Castel, Diamond Direwolf, Ophion with our 2 Evil Swarms, which is nice. The Evil Zars, as I was talking about, Gagaga, Gem Knight Pearl, because it's kind of like the normal monster XYZ. Chidori, obviously, with our 2 Luster Dragons. 2 Silent Honor, just because it's a very powerful card right now. Ragnazero, Blackship, Crazy Box. Crazy Box with Skill Drain, obviously, can be a very powerful card, so another choice there. And Photon Strike Bouncer, just in case. Rare that you can get this out, but, obviously, if you do have, 2 level 6s, then you can have access to this. For the side deck, if you haven't seen a video of mine before, in the side deck I kind of just go through other recommended cards, other ideas I'm throwing around, other things that might be coming out, or just other interesting things. Not really a side deck for matches. There are some interesting ones. Orichalcos Shunoros is an interesting one, but I really don't think it's very powerful. It really depends on the situation. But yeah, I don't think it's that great. Lycanthrope is an interesting one if you want to go for kind of a burn type of thing with this card. It's pretty interesting. Adai's Pendulum Dragon. If Adai's was maybe a different level or the scales were a little bit different, I might use it in this deck. But because it's 4 and 4, it really doesn't help us. If maybe when more pendulums come out, we'll find scales that'll work better for this deck to search out. But for now, just not really great. Amulet of Ambition is very good to go up against higher level monsters, but with XYZs it's not as big of an issue. Same thing with Burden of the Mighty, it's kind of a problem there. Dark Factory of Mass Production obviously can be a good card in this deck to recycle what you need. Delta Attacker, if you're going to be getting like triple things out with a lot of pendulum summoning, you could use this to do some big damage. Heatwave can be a really good card for this deck, but we're really not trying to limit special summoning. That's another way to kind of build this deck. I'm not really trying for that, but if you are trying for that, run 2 or 3 Heatwave. Swing of Memories obviously can be a powerful card for this deck to bring out something from your graveyard. No point in like not running this. I'm just choosing to run other stuff instead, but it's still a very decent card for this deck. Seal of Orichalcos, again, if you're not doing the special summoning, if you're doing a more anti-special summoning version, run Seal of Orichalcos. All your monsters will be pretty strong, so it'll be powerful choice. Common Charity, Allure of Darkness for this deck. Another thing for draw power. We have Heart of the Underdog, so just, it's a choice whether you want to run this. Secrets of the Gallant, it's kind of difficult to time this, but it can be very powerful to limit your opponent when you're going for, certain plays. Vanity's Emptiness, again, if you're doing the anti-special summoning, not really what we're trying to do, but obviously a very powerful card. One card that I'm really excited about is First of the Dragons. This will be extremely powerful. You can easily put this in and run Dragon's Mirror, and it'll just, blow up your opponent. Very powerful card. So I really like this card, and I hopefully will run it. I think it's coming out in new Challenger, so I will definitely consider adding that when that card comes out. Very nice. Additionally, there's like so many other spells and traps. I can't really mention them all. Two-man Cell Battle can give you some special summon power from your normal monsters, but because it's at the end phase, it's a little bit difficult, but still can be very powerful. So that's my normal monster deck. Pretty simple, just focused on normal monsters, adding in some Pendulum summoning, some interesting support to do some really interesting plays that your opponent won't see coming. I do like some of the things it can do. Definitely more on the low end, but I feel like if more cards come out like this dragon over here, we might see some play in this deck, and it could be, very powerful in the future. But more, just on the fun side for now. Fun to just use normal monsters with all this really interesting support. But if you guys do have your own normal monster decks, post below, let me know in the comments. Make some suggestions for me. I've heard, some people have given me some advice on this type of deck, but I don't see a lot of people running this, so I do want to see what other people are thinking about it, and maybe some cards I didn't think about. So let me know in the comments below. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.